Tonight, the U.S. is seeing a dangerous increase in coronavirus cases in the South and West that could have implications for the entire country, especially as more young people are becoming infected. As America pushes forward with reopening, half of all states are now averaging more new cases each day than they have in weeks. Tonight, 1 out of every 5 new infections globally is from right here in the U.S. And with Florida and Texas setting new records for positive tests, the governors there are warning they may need to crack down on those who aren't social distancing. Tonight, more than 120,000 people have been killed by coronavirus in the U.S., and there are more than 2.3 million confirmed cases nationwide. The White House says those increases are due to stepped-up testing, not reopening, and it's defending the president for saying he ordered testing to be slowed down as a way to keep the number of infections from looking too large. All of this in sharp contrast to what's happening in New York tonight. Once the epicenter of the crisis, that state is now seeing its lowest rate of new cases since March, with restaurants and stores in New York City back in business tonight. As you can tell, there's a lot of news to get to tonight, and our team of correspondents is covering it all. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez leads off our coverage tonight in Miami. Good evening, Manny.
Good evening, Nora. Florida's governor acknowledged increased testing alone cannot account for the recent record number of new coronavirus cases. He said he would crack down on businesses not following social distancing guidelines, but will not change the state's reopening plan or order a statewide mandatory face mask rule. As you can see on me, the city of Miami is now requiring them in public. As Florida topped 100,000 cases today, more younger people are testing positive. Doctors are sounding the alarm.
But when young people get infected, they go home and infect their parents. They will kill people by giving vulnerable people the virus.
This afternoon, Miami became the latest city to weigh in on the issue.
We are going to be implementing a mask in public rule. Everyone will have to be wearing masks in public.
But tensions over precautions are flaring up. This video shows a man in Florida fighting to enter a store with no mask on. Over the past 2 weeks, at least 18 states have shown a rise in hospitalizations. In Texas, the number reached a record for an 11th consecutive day. But Governor Greg Abbott does not anticipate a return to lockdown.
Closing down Texas again will always be the last option.
Former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb.
I think this week's going to really be a pivotal week for us to get a picture of where things are heading in states like Florida and Arizona and Texas, whether or not they're tipping over into exponential growth or not.
Dr. Matt Hines of Tucson worries about the new cases he's seeing.
How long before your ICU beds are full?
ICU beds across southern Arizona and actually across the entire state are at a very high premium at this point.
New cases also caused Major League Baseball to close training camps in Arizona and Florida. And in Los Angeles, the health department's director said on top of the COVID crisis, public health officials are also receiving death threats. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Miami.